Welcome to the Healing Girl Diaries podcast. I'm Sangeetha, your host and a fellow healing girl myself, and I can't wait to have some girl chats about all the things that make life messy and how to find peace to keep you flowing, glowing, and growing. Let's get into it. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Healing Girl Diaries podcast. I am so happy you decided to tune in to today's episode and to listen to me talk for a little bit. I hope you're having a really good day. Today's going to be kind of an interesting one. It's going to be more like spiritual based. So if you don't relate to this at all, it's totally fine. It's okay. But if you do, I really hope that this maybe brings you some new perspective, some new insights. Maybe it makes you think a little differently about, your own spiritual beliefs. But I also want to have a disclaimer in the beginning that spirituality and faith is just so different for everybody. Everyone believes in whatever they want to believe, and I'm not here to convince you to believe in anything, and I would never do that because I have had that happen to me in the past before, and I can tell you that I would never do that to anybody. I'm just sharing what I believe. I really hope that it resonates with you. I have my opinions. These are just my opinions. These are just my beliefs and things that bring me peace and make me happy. That's all it is. It's all fun. That's all I want it to be. But if you do relate to this, I really hope it helps. But these are just some of the spiritual theories and spiritual beliefs that just make sense to me, and it may not make sense to everybody, and that's why I say it makes sense to me, because these are just my beliefs and what makes me happy and what I have kind of learned since I started on my spiritual journey. But I also want to say that I've always kind of been a very spiritual person. I did grow up in a traditional Indian and Hindu household. Hinduism is it is a very spiritual belief system. It is actually more of a way of life than more of a faith. But I also want to say that I do still consider myself Hindu, but I don't, to be honest, I don't really know much about it. I know the basics, but I can't tell you specifics about deities and specific practices and temples. I have never gone that deep into my Hindu faith to really be able to explain that. But I have gotten more into spirituality, which is, I find a lot of similarities between the two. And also a lot of the spiritual beliefs that people talk about now are derived from older belief systems. But I really don't know much. But I do know what I believe to be true and what I have grown up hearing, what I've grown up learning, and what I have decided now in my adult life to take on with me, and what I will not take on with me. But yeah, let's just get into it. These are just some of the theories and some of the beliefs that make sense to me. So the first is that reality is a mirror to your inner world. And so what I mean by this is that your inner world is based on what your subconscious believes about you. So the subconscious mind, there's a conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is what we use on a day-to-day basis. It's so I can consciously make the decision, I am going to go eat breakfast now. But my subconscious mind is the layer beneath it. It is the part of your mind that was kind of formed since you were a child, from ages 0 to 7. And so all of the beliefs that people put onto you, or the beliefs that you were meant to believe, I guess, those are stored in your subconscious mind. And so I could consciously say, I'm gonna go eat breakfast now, but my subconscious mind could be okay, well, you can't eat this type of breakfast because if you eat that breakfast, then you're gonna gain weight and it's too much sugar and this and that. And so it's it kind of determines your decisions, if that makes sense. You make decisions with your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind guides those decisions based on things that happened in the past. Since your subconscious mind kind of is the one running your life, it controls about 95% of your decisions and your thoughts that you make on a day-to-day basis. And what you believe is your world, is your inner reality. And so what you believe about yourself is what you will see on the outside, which is why I say your reality is a mirror to your inner world is your outer world, your reality is a mirror to your inner world. So what you see outside what you see in your exterior life, like all of the things you see on TV, maybe all of the things that the people around you say, like your friends, your family, your loved ones, what you experience is all based on what you feel and what you think on the inside. For example, if you believe that the world is a very cruel place, very dangerous, very cruel, very, very mean, not very forgiving, then you're gonna start experiencing those things in your day-to-day life. Maybe you'll find people who like don't hold the door open. Maybe you turn on the TV and every time you see it, there's like some type of like crime that's going on. Maybe you find that people aren't very kind to you. Like maybe people talk badly about you. Maybe you just experience a lot of negativity in the world. But it is because you truly believe deep down that this world is not safe. You cannot do anything without being like 100% sure and cautious all the time. Like you are just like so scared of the world, and so you're gonna start experiencing this negativity. But there could be another person who has a completely different mindset. They could believe that the world is very forgiving, very kind. There is like faith in humanity. Humans are very kind, compassionate beings, and the world is kind of like a playground. It's a place to grow and to play and to have fun. And they experience their life completely different than the other person, which is why we all just experience life so differently. It's why we have different political parties. It's why we have so much polarity and so many people believing different things, because we all experience life differently. It's not like one person is right and one person is wrong. It's just what they believe. You can't really say one person this one belief is correct and the other one is incorrect. It's just what you choose to believe. So no one is right, no one is wrong. Your truth is what you believe. But the thing is, you can change your belief at any moment. And so once you start deciding that you don't want to see the world in a certain way, you don't want to believe certain things about money or love or your career or yourself, just about anything, literally anything. It doesn't have to be just about the world. It could literally be about you. If you believe that you are not pretty, that you are not smart, that you are not worthy of something, then you're going to start attracting experiences and people that make you feel that way. And this is so crazy to me, because I have firsthand seen how this is true. Like growing up, I've always had a very bad body image. Like I never thought very highly of the way I looked and my appearance. I have been made fun of for my appearance. I have been told that I'm too fat, that I need to lose weight, that I need to go to the gym, that I need to exercise more. I've just been told all of it. I had a very negative view of myself. It was like maybe in 2018, I started going to the gym more consistently, and I noticed that not only did my body start to change, but I started to mentally feel more confident. I started to feel healthier. I started to feel more comfortable like being in public, because I used to be very insecure about being in public, and I just felt better about myself. Like I didn't feel nervous and scared and anxious all the time going outside. I just felt better about myself. And then I noticed that my family, which are the people who usually were the ones telling me these things about my appearance, they just kind of stopped. Like no one has ever said anything to me about my body since then. Maybe it's because I look different, but honestly, I don't think I've changed that drastically for them to like stop saying anything at all. I think it was all my inner work, like reality changing type of situation. Like I started I started working on myself. I started working on my confidence, and then I started seeing changes in my outside world. Things like that happen. So how you view yourself and your inner world and your inner reality is what you're gonna see on the outside. It's crazy, because it's once you start changing the way you think and the way you feel, you'll start seeing changes in your outside world. I don't know how it happens. It just does. It's all very energetic. It's very subconscious. It's very spiritual. And I don't know how to explain it, because I do not have an explanation for it. I'm sure there is some type of scientific explanation. I'm pretty sure I read about it once, but I don't have have like the evidence with me exactly. I can just tell you from personal experience how this has happened. So your reality is a mirror to your inner world. The second thing is that life requires polarity. So polarity is basically opposites. You can't have night without day. You can't have sunshine without rain. You can't have the good days without the bad days. Life just requires it. Once you realize that your bad days, the only reason you realize you are having a bad day is because you have experienced good days before. You just have to be able to, life just requires polarity, which is why when you feel like your life is a complete mess, like you don't know what you're doing, you feel like you're behind, you don't feel like life is going your way, it's okay, because if that is happening, you have to know that the complete opposite is also going to happen. It's always that way. Life just requires polarity. If there is no polarity, there would literally be no life. I don't think you wouldn't have like the real human experience. You wouldn't have as much fun. You wouldn't really understand emotions the same, because there are polar opposite emotions. There are negative emotions and there are positive emotions. If you are having a tough time right now, you have to know that there are better days ahead, and you've had better days in the past. And if you've had it in the past, if you experienced it in the past, you can have it again. You can have it again. I just do believe that life requires opposites, and especially when I am just not having a good time with my life, I just know that better days are coming. I just know it. Like, I just have that much faith that things are going to get better. Third is that you choose the life you are born into. This is more real spiritual, because it kind of talks about, I kind of want to talk about reincarnation with it. Now, this is just my belief, right? So this is just what I believe to be true. I do believe that you choose the life that you are born into. I believe you choose your parents. I believe you choose your household. You choose your socioeconomic status. You choose your race. You choose your name. Literally everything down to the T. I believe that you choose this before you come into this life. And I believe that you choose it to experience the things that you are experiencing now. I believe that you come to Earth to learn certain lessons, maybe certain lessons that you didn't learn in a past life. I also believe that you had past lives, many, or maybe this is your first time on Earth. It could be. I don't know what it is. Personally, I believe I have been on Earth multiple times before. That's just a belief I have about myself. I think that if these types of beliefs, and if you figure out life faster, and you find ways to accelerate and find joy in life easily, I kind of believe that you have been here multiple times before, and so you kind of like subconsciously remember what it was like in a past life, which is why it's easier for you now in this life. But I do think that you come to Earth choosing the life that you are living now so that you can learn these specific lessons, maybe because you didn't learn them in a past life. In a past life, maybe you went all through life not really expanding your mind, not really caring. Maybe you did some not so great things, and so in this life you come back and you are learning, you are coming back and you are rediscovering what it's like to be a human, because I do think the whole point of being a human being is to just grow and to just experience life as a human, material, physical human life, experience emotions, experience what it's like to feel so many emotions in just a very specific amount of time. I think all of these are true. This is what I feel. And so I do think that when we come to when we come to Earth, we are here to learn and to grow. Like some people call it Earth School. So you are here to learn, and you are in school and learned what it's like to be in a different type of reality. Because maybe you weren't a human in a different life. Maybe you were something else, or maybe you were a human in a past life. That's a whole nother conversation. But I think that if you are experiencing certain challenges and certain setbacks in life, I think that it's there for a reason. Like I said in the last podcast, I don't think anything is a coincidence. I don't think that anything happens just by chance. I think everything is here to teach you a lesson. And so it kind of is more like going with the flow of life rather than like against it. If you kind of just feel like the whole world is against you and nothing is going right, nothing will ever go right, this happens wrong, this doesn't go like this, and blah blah blah, all of this stuff, being stuck in such a victim mentality. Like, you were just going so against life, and rather than with the flow, rather than thinking, okay, well, how can I grow from this? What can I learn from this situation? How can I get better? That's just what it means to accelerate as a human being. Really just being conscious of what you're going through and figuring out how to navigate life with a more open mindset. You came to Earth deciding what you wanted to experience and who you wanted to experience it with. So that's the third one. The fourth one is that joy will accelerate your life. It's no secret that being happy makes your life better, but I think that a lot of times I actually just made a reel about this, but I think that we hold off on our happiness a lot because we feel like things might get too good, and so if things get too good, then they're gonna have to get bad sooner or later. And that's how a lot of us think. We think that we have to earn our happiness. We think that we don't deserve happiness. Like, why do we always wait to wear our like favorite outfit only when we have to go somewhere special? Like, why can't we just put on our favorite outfit to get a coffee and go to the bookstore and to read outside? Like, why do we have to wait to do these things? Why do we have to wait to put on makeup to go outside? Why can't we just put on makeup to like feel good and like to express our creativity? Why do you have to wait to put on your favorite perfume? Like, we're always waiting for certain situations and certain experiences to do the things that make us happy and make us feel good. Like, why are we always waiting? So the more, and like, it's not like you don't have the things that can make you happy. It's not like you don't have the things that can bring you a little bit of joy. Not just saying that you're depending on these things, but if having a cup of coffee makes you feel good, then have a cup of coffee. But like, it's like we cut ourselves off from things that make us happy when we know that things that make us happy are going to help accelerate our lives, to help us feel better. And the more you feel better, the more high vibe you are, and the more high vibe you are, the more you'll attract things that make you feel the same way. Like, you're just gonna keep feeling, the more you feel good, the more you will feel good. But we feel like we don't deserve happiness. We feel like it has to be something that you earn. We feel like not everyone is created equal, which is a whole nother thing. But I think everyone is deserving of happiness, no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, no matter what you are currently going through. You deserve to feel good and you deserve to feel happy. And the more you follow these like things that bring you joy, and a lot of it comes from you. Actually, it all comes from you. Your joy and your happiness come from you. Do things that make you happy. If painting makes you happy, find time within your day to do a little bit of painting. It doesn't have to be a full canvas, but it could be like, like one of those little mini canvases. Like, just take time to do that. Take time to maybe even like look at art. Look through Pinterest and go through and find like inspiration, like what you would like to do, what your next painting should be. If you like reading, read a book. I love reading. I love spending time just reading by myself. I love doing that. And that makes me very happy, and I just feel so in flow when I'm doing it. I love just like sitting down and like not caring about anything and just like sitting on my swing outside and reading a book. That feels so good to me. That makes me happy. And so the happier you are by doing things that bring you happiness, like, your life will expand. You'll feel like you're moving through life in more of a state of ease, if that makes sense. You create your own joy, and that joy accelerates your life. That's number 4. So the last one is that the universe is always looking for ways to provide for you, but you will sometimes block it. This kind of goes with the last one about joy and happiness. I think that the universe is always looking out for you and always wants to give you what you desire, but the reason sometimes you don't get what you desire is because you are blocking them, and you block them with your beliefs. So your beliefs are everything. Your beliefs determine what you experience and what you don't experience. Your beliefs determine how you see the world. And if you believe that you are not worthy and deserving of something in your life, it's going to be really hard for the universe to give it to you. The universe can literally give it to you on like this silver platter, and you're going to be like, no, that's not for me. I think that's for the next person over there, because that is not for me. No, that's not, I didn't ask for that. But deep down, you really want it. So why don't you just accept it? Like, bring the walls down and just accept the things that the universe wants to give you. And I realize that is much easier said than done, because this bringing down the wall is a lot of work. I think I have this whole wall metaphor in my head right now because I'm reading Akatar, and so I have the wall metaphor in my head. Anyway, but once you bring these beliefs down and once you rewire them, once you reprogram your mind to think differently, your life is gonna feel so expansive, and you're gonna be like, oh, now the universe is giving me this and that. And it's like, no, the universe was always giving it to you. The universe always wanted to give it to you, but you just weren't able to accept it. And that is okay, because I think a lot of us are in that position where we feel like we cannot accept, we feel like we can't let go and surrender and allow the universe or anyone to take care of us. I just want to let you know that the universe is always there for you. The universe always has your back. That's a great affirmation. The universe always has my back. The universe will always make sure that you are provided for, but you just have to allow it. It's all about allowing, which is a very feminine thing. And so a lot of us, a whole nother thing, but I'm just going to mention it briefly. We live in a very masculine dominated society, because that's just how it's been forever. And so we live in a very patriarchal world where the world revolves around how the masculine is, not just men, but just masculine energy. We focus on work a lot. We focus on career. We focus on doing. We focus on accomplishments and goals and routines, and everything's very strict and like from here to there. Like it's very like rigid and it's very strict. That is a very masculine way of living. And like people who are generally more feminine, we have been taught to kind of shift our way of thinking, and we kind of feel like we're going against the grain because it's not naturally who we are. But like to fit into society and to like accelerate in quotation marks and to like succeed in the world, you have to be this masculine way. Allowing and surrendering and letting go and going with the flow is very feminine, and a lot of us have a very difficult time doing that. But allowing the universe to just give you everything and allowing yourself to experience life and like the beauty of life the way it's meant to be lived and experienced is just going to it'll make you feel more aligned and more like sure and more in your purpose. Like, this is why I'm here. Not just your purpose in life and like doing like what you give to the world, but your purpose and like how the world is going to serve you. Not like what the world is going to do for you. Not like that saying, what is that JFK saying? Is that even right? Like, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, like that type of thing. But like what you came to the earth to experience, like what you came in this world to experience, like what the world and its life experience is going to give to you. So yeah, we cut off that experience and that allowance because we feel like, one, we don't deserve it, and two, like that's just a very difficult thing for a lot of us to do. And if you do want me to talk more about masculine and feminine energy, I'm very new to it, but I am learning, and it's very interesting to me, and I love researching it and learning about it. So if you want to learn more about that, please let me know, because I will talk about that more as much as I can, because again, I am still learning, but it makes me very excited to be able to talk about these things. So yeah, those are just a few of the beliefs that just make sense to me. And maybe we can make this like a series. Like I could talk about this in another podcast episode, some more spiritual beliefs that just make sense to me if you like it. So I am so happy you decided to listen today and decided to be ramble on, but I just feel very hyper right now. I'm very good. So thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye, friends.